Deuce, deuce, 10, 2 clubs. Mercier flops the Doyle dinghy.
You said it.
Doyle shows the Brunson.
Oh, no. Doyle Brunson.
Oh, a little bluffy.
10-deuce.
It's 10-deuce, no way.
Action folds around to Doyle Brunson. Ah, with the Brunson.
And he's reaching for chips.
Raise the pot.
I guess if the hand's named after you, that does make you pot committed.
A raise to 4,400.
So 32 more?
Yes, correct.
Will calls.
I don't know if anyone's the real favorite against 10-deuce when Doyle's holding it.
8 queen deuce on the flop. Bottom pair for Doyle.
What you got approximately?
Oh, now you sound like an internet player.
No, not just approximate. Not, that's good. I can
50,
see.
55, 60.
I'm all in.
Pushing it.
Doyle's all in.
Wow.
Fire up the TiVo. It's the Doyle show.
Doyle Brunson poker, baby.
Will folds.
You said it.
Doyle shows the Brunson.
Oh, no.
You just can't help it with that hand. Doyle just can't help it. This is Doyle's hand, right here.
It's very loose with my money.
It's a world champ.
I know his hand.
Action on Jason Mercier.
Unopened button.
10 deuce of hearts.
There's no straddle.
Eugene, you're supposed to straddle.
Raises to 1,200 with the Doyle. Ace jack of spades for Guy.
Definitely a 3-betting spot against Mercier.
Guy just calls. 5-4 for Bob.
The swings were
really ridiculous.
the swings were so huge.
Calls out of the big blind.
Let's see if Guy's high-fiving anyone after this hand.
To the flop. Deuce, deuce, 10, 2 clubs. Mercier flops the Doyle dinghy.
What's it like, Jason? What is it like?
Laliberte checks. Bob checks. Mercier with his full boat.
Typically, Jason should bet here and try to get no credit for an on-the-button C-bet.
Fires out 2,300.
If Jason were betting total air, Guy's hand might be good some of the time. As it stands, he's dead to running aces or jacks.
He's a tough guy to play.
Guy calls. Bob folds.
Jason, the slight favorite as we head to the turn.
Oh, I've seen worse. 6 of spades. Guy picks up a flush draw that can only hurt him. He checks.
Jason continues to run good even after making a hand. He is flush-proof.
How much will he bet? 6,100.
Given that there's still a shot his hand could be good already, Guy pretty much has to call with a nut flush draw.
And he will make the call.
Despite what he thinks, Guy definitely does not want to see a spade.
Jack of diamonds on the end.
Also not good for Guy.
Makes a pair and checks.
Guy didn't hit his flush, but he caught something, so Jason can probably still get 3 streets of value, but only if the price is right. Jason, how much is your bid? 7, 12, higher.
15,700, Bob.
Guy Laliberte, come on down. You're the next contestant on Value Town.
And Guy calls.
I was there. Good night.
Doyle Brunson.
And I got my jack at the end. 2 spades. Oh my God. The spades come. I get some.
That spade not coming is the worst beat I've ever seen Jason take.
Bryn Kenny. 10 deuce, the Doyle Brunson. Raises to 1,400. Doyle Fernando Noco as well.
And it's suited. Looks like he's cooking something up here.
Race.
3 bets to 4,500.
I wonder how much money has been lost in history from people trying to goof off with this hand. Genius move on Doyle's part.
9-6 of diamonds for Solomon.
Hate folding.
He lets it go. The cannon. 4-6. Folds.
Bryn got caught with his hand in the cookie jar. Let's see how he wants to handle it.
He hasn't folded yet. Looking at his chips. And reaching for some big ones. We've got 4 bets to 12,800.
Sick pre-flop bluff.
And Lou lets it go.
Quickly.
Nice hand.
Kenny's going to win a pot without seeing a flop.
Nice.
Shows him.
Nice. Doyle Brunson is being paid almost.
What happened? Did he 4-bet there?
No, yeah, he 4-betted.
He 4-bet? You don't like when people do that.
Yeah, you would have liked my hand on that one.
I would have liked it.
All of you guys would have liked it.
You were suited and all that?
I was suited.
Oh my gosh.
Bryn Kenny 4 bets out of respect for one of the poker forefathers.
13.
13 now.
Raises.
This would be toward the bottom of the loose cannon's UTG raising range.
Brunson with the Brunson.
What is going on here?
Doyle's doing a little something for the people at home, that's what.
Really?
Repops. Action folds back to the cannon.
I have a pretty good hand. I'm not going to play it with you,
I was
though.
hoping so. I got to get rid
That's
of
the
it.
only hand you ever re-raised with. It can't be anything good. It's got to be 10-deuce if he's re-raising.
10-deuce or kings?
No, kings, he just waits. He flats and lets someone else just donate to him.
Now that way I can get rid of it for the day. Otherwise, they just keep popping me with
I was
it.
saying until you get it 3 more hands in a row.
I usually do wait.
Yeah.
About the third time, I just can't take it. I decided to get it over with this time.
Jack 10 for Daniel on the button. Raises to 800.
Interesting min raise from Daniel.
Ace 10 of hearts for Laak. Calls.
Bryn's got a bad hand, but he's super priced in.
Everyone's got a 10. Kenny calls.
Please, guys, don't cut into my buying stack. Please.
3-way action of the flop. King, Jack, deuce.
Check.
Phil checks his gut shot.
Check.
Kenny checks bottom pair over to Daniel, who paired his jack.
Daniel's the original raiser and somehow hit his live card despite being dominated.
Daniel bets 1,600. Laak calls.
Ace high will be good there a fair percentage of the time. Plus, he's got outs. With a bet and a call, this should be a pretty easy fold for Bryn.
But he's reaching for chips. Raises to 6,200.
Sick check raise bluff.
It's got Daniel thinking. Bryn gets Daniel off his hand, and Laak too.
I feel Laak beat.
He had Bryn beat too.
Yeah, but I was going to get
My
there.
favorite hand.
Can I see the turn?
King-deuce suited.
I had.
best hand
Can
in
I
the
see the
show.
turn?
Shows him the bluff.
Deuce 10. Oh, a little bluffy. You were drawing so dead too, because I had Jack 10.
So Bryn Kenny shoves it in Daniel's face there, and that can only add to his no-holds-barred reputation.
Action on Joe Hashem.
I always find a way to win.
10-deuce.
Joe's been threatening to raise this hand all week.
It's not a straddle, right?
No.
1,200.
Raises. There it is.
It's not a very good hand, UTG or at all.
Daniel folds. Galfond calls. Jones. 10-4, good buddy. Over and out. Brunson folds. Seaver. 9-8.
Looks like he's going to defend his big blind.
Does with a call. 3 to the flop. Deuce 5-7, 2 diamonds. Seaver checks his gut shot.
Joe had the pre-flop lead. Let's see how badly he wants to impress Doyle.
He's got bottom pair. Bets 3,100.
Same bet every time.
Galfond with middle pair. Calls.
Seaver's got 2 overs to go with his gut shot.
He folds.
I guess Scott's not feeling frisky here.
From 3 on the flop to 2 on the turn, which is the 10 of clubs, giving Joe 2 pair.
If Joe checks here, he might convince Phil his call on the flop shut him down, but this isn't a great hand for trapping. Also, a couple more draws developed here, and you don't want to give someone with a combo draw a free card on this board.
Hashem bets 8,500.
Hashem raised pre-flop, now he's let out twice, and he's one of the tighter players at the table. So Phil is trying to figure out how often he actually has a hand and how often he's just barreling.
Galfond calls.
Joe's doing a good job of looking like he doesn't like the call.
The river. 6 of hearts.
Some straight draws just came in. Let's see if they deter Joe at all. Scott Seaver would have made the nuts, by the way. Joe's either contemplating putting the brakes on or trying to figure out the perfect size value bet.
Hashem bets 12,500.
This is a relatively small bet. Galfon's going over Hashem's range for things he can beat. Busted flush, busted straight. It's possible Joe could also be four-barreling with 2 paint. Phil's almost getting 4-1. If he's thinking about calling, Phil's hoping Joe's been driving the lane with a hand like ace-king or ace-queen.
I feel like you think I'm gonna call, but I want it.
What do you say about those buttons?
And then once he starts talking like that, there's no raise button anymore because it's just not going to raise.
Right.
So now it's just call, fold.
Yeah. It's like, you just can't help it. I wish he bet more.
It's like one of those recurring nightmares, right? The guy bets on the river and you know you're beat and you just call anyways.
I've never done that.
No, yeah, me either. Scott, how about you? Never?
No, I don't think so. It's not really my style.
Everyone's having fun, but trying to influence Phil's decision really isn't cool.
Yeah. Phil calls.
10-deuce.
The 10-deuce, no way. He blows a kiss. Past the sugar every
I waited
time.
and waited and waited and finally got it, Doyle.
That's funny.
It's the hand we all wait for.
Some of us wait for aces.